To record from here so that it is available to everybody. Now, since everybody is saying that you do not have any doubt, so let me proceed further from here again. Where was I now? Okay, now this was the screen where I was present, and I explained to you how the different levels of observations which are present helps you to go towards the theory building. And under this particular topic, we will be covering what we call it as theory building, theory development, and theory testing. All the three are present for me, and I explained to you that yes, in theory building, again, three things would be comprising or the components. Number one, observations, then we had different concepts, and then theory itself. Now when I'm talking about theories, one question which I really was looking forward from all of you is that you should have asked me this question, whether theory is something which is already existing, or is it that something new that we are taking care of it. Remember, at this level, when you are checking out and coming up in the form of the concept, and there at that time when you are building, it can be possible that whatever you have read through the books or the research articles, which is through the prior literature, you can base your theories from there itself. You can begin from there also, side by side. Number one. Number two, because of your observations, if you are seeing something, then you will say that there is something lacking in the theory itself. Now for example, let me just save this one. This is going to be H6. Okay, this is H7. And now let me move for the next one. Let's say we are talking about leadership. Okay, now this is, I'm giving you completely so that you are able to understand. So this is leadership I'm talking about, or let's say a leader. Now we know that leader has one particular, I mean, not just one, they have different kinds of what we call it as traits. So it can be, we can take up different traits like this. And okay, I will use the other line and please understand it. So it can be that leader is charming one. Leader can be very good. Then it can be possible that leader is independent. It is even possible that leader is, the word that we use it is charismatic. It can be possible that leader is autocratic. Okay, it can also be possible that leader is what the word that we use it, nepotism kind of a thing. Then it is also possible that leader is very rude. Okay, does not care. It can be possible that always dominates you. Then always goes ahead and is not transparent with you, does not help you to grow. It can be quite a lot of what we call it as traits that we can see in a leader at all. Number one. Now this is on one side. Okay, on the other side, we also see that because of the bad leader, what is happening, it is that the employee who is working, I would say, in the company. So here I have got the employee who is working in a company is suffering. He is not able to grow properly in the what I call it as, or in the layman's term, you can see that there are imbalance in the organization. Number one. It is also possible, it has been observed that the employee is not able to balance properly. So you are seeing imbalances in the family life of the employee. So this is a theory, it's a really a theory, and we do see that yes, this is present in the HR domain, in the leadership. If you will study more, focus more on the leadership management, this is one of the theories which is present for us. Now I do the review of literature, or I'll showcase to you both of them together. Now you are working in a company, okay, suddenly you observe that, and you start thinking, is there any effect, let's say out here, I can show effect of what, effect of demographics. Now when I say effect of demographics, what does that mean? It means that you will start thinking, does gender has any role to play? Is it the case that that age is going to play a major role? For example, let's say if you find a woman as a leader at home, sorry, at the company, do you find that yes, the things are different? The way she communicates with the team, is it same or is it very different? Now these are the questions of the organizational behavior. We start questioning them. If it is a male manager, okay, then would the things be different? Now if the male manager is there, now so I have got what I call it as age difference is there, gender differences is there. Then can I also say that yes, education also plays a lot of role in it? Then can I also say that yes, the person coming from a metro city will be very different kind of a manager from a manager who is coming from a very let's say a simple city or a village, and then it is taking place? It can also be possible that you can question education, does it play a role in it? For example, if a leader is there, how does age matter? Yes, definitely it matters. If the person is aged, let's say a senior citizen, then you have to give a lot of respect to them. You cannot talk to them in whatever way you feel like. However, if you have a young manager, then you can feel that yes, there is some kind of a leverage. So you are able to find out that yes, this has a lot of role to play over here, and you will definitely say that yes, we are able to see the effect of let's say the effect of the demographics on the leadership completely. In the same manner, can it be possible that between the leader and the employee, there is somebody else who is playing a role? Now these comes from the, now if you are observing these kind of a things, we are saying that yes, you have discovered something new which was missing in the theoretical model that was present out here. I hope I'm able to make you understand this thing very clearly, and you are able to proceed further. Now in the same manner, this is just one example of theory building that we talk about. Now I hope I have make you understood that earlier, without the demographics and this arrow, you just saw that yes, there were traits and there was a leadership. Leader had a impact on employee, and employee, due to the leadership, a bad leadership, had imbalance in the organization, as well as the imbalances you could see in their family life. Now, this was something which is available nicely in the previous literature, and this was also seen, I should say, in the books of HR or organizational behavior. However, because of these demographics, for example, Nandini is doing a project right now. Now, she is in the village, so she is seeing that yes, this becomes very difficult for them to understand. Now, I would say that take 2 minutes of time in this way and think, and I'll just join you in 1 minute exactly. Yes, all of you are fine with this example, or are you finding it a little bit difficult out here? All of you are fine. That's okay. All right. Then let me continue further from here. So this is just one example that I wanted to share as to how you can find out the gaps, or how you can build your own theory out here. So we have seen that something was given to me and you identified that yes, this was missing. So you are building your theory out here. Now you want to go ahead and test it. You see, so the earlier one that I have showed you, theory building, now you are developing it. Now at the point of the development, either you can go ahead and I would say, take care from the, what we call it as the empirical studies, or it can be empirical investigation. Remember this, okay, on one side, and you are able to find out, and then you start showcasing in your own theory model and say that yes, this is missing, and you introduce it. And once you have introduced it, the entire process is what we call it as theory development out here. Okay, now in the end, now you will have to test it, whether the theoretical model that you have developed, can I go ahead and understand it to see whether it is really a viable one or not. So how do you do it? There are two ways in which you can carry forward. One, you will be doing it either by qualitative analysis, or you can do it with what we call it as quantitative research. Okay, so this is just one model that I have showcased to you. Now the question can be, how many development can be there for the entire thing. Now I hope before I can proceed further, there is something else also that I wanted to ask you. I hope now you should be able to understand what is theoretical building, sorry, is there. Number one, this is what we call it as theory building. Then how to go forward with theory development, and the last one would be theory testing that I have to focus on. So, these are certain things that you should know. And I hope theory building means that you would be checking out all by yourself theory building with the help of the observations. Okay. Now, for example, one more example that I can showcase to you out here is it is 8. Now, one more example to showcase so that you are able to understand. You saw in this Antakshari, Deepika Padukone on one side, on the other side, you had Shah Rukh Khan. Okay. Now, through your own this thing, you are able to come up and show certain things for Shah Rukh Khan. That yes, he's handsome, he's talking in Hindi language, he's trying to somehow attract Deepika towards him. These kind of a things you are able to observe, and this is where you would be going ahead, and I'm introducing it to you. You are going to make it that yes, see, this is how the things are. Now I'm coming in immediately. This is the way you are proceeding further. This is called as model, and this is purely building up with your own observation. You haven't done, you haven't taken. In the same manner, for Deepika also, we are attaching or associating her, let's say, with certain that yes, she's very dominating, she's trying to run away. I mean, whatever things that you have observed, you are going to put it. So here I can say that let this one be D and this one be S. Okay, and you see that there is some kind of an interaction which is taking place between both of them. So what will I do? I'll be showcasing that yes, this is also possible on one side and this is also is taking place together. Now this entire thing that you have got in front of you is the empirical observation. Remember this very clearly. Empirical observation, this is also would be called as empirical model, because you have drawn out here without any literature, without anything. This is purely your observation. Okay, now if you have done this, next thing will be, so this is my first box. So this is my first observations and model that I had developed for myself. Next, immediately, what you will do, now you will start looking at theories. These are given to you by your textbooks, papers, research papers, etc., etc., etc. Now, through this, you will be finding it out that yes, what we are talking about, these things, these are called as, let me make it up out here. Another one, communication. Okay, on one side, this can be communication. Okay, instead of the boxes, I think let me make it up with the arrows only so that you are able to understand. This will be one, it can be communication, other can be personality, other can be what else can you check it out with communication. You can divide it further into verbal and what we call it as non-verbal. You can continue from here. Now the moment I have introduced these things for you from here, okay, these are will be supported by the existing theories for you, whatever it is, and you are trying to take care of it. Okay, now this entire thing which you are doing it, this is the raw model. This one, with the help of the literature which is available, which we call it as theories, which you are taking care of it. Again, these are two varieties, and both the varieties I'm going to tell you. On one side, you will see that once these theories coming from books and papers, okay, would be based on the prior one. This will be understood and you are going to introduce along with your model. This is one way. Another way, it can be possible that let's say that you are not going to go ahead with this first method. However, you are interacting with the industry folks, or you see that in majority of cases. Now, when you do that, that would be the second part, where let's say observation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. It can be going till 350 in things. You are able to see that yes, majority of the respondents or majority of your observations have come up and they have given to you certain things over there. So you can go ahead with the empirical observations. You can even go ahead with natural observations, and there are other theories also which are available. Quite a lot of them are there, which I'm going to showcase to you, and you will be able to understand. So I hope you are able to understand how we go ahead with the theory building and theory development. So this is the first part in which you are doing what we call it as theory building step by step, and I'll showcase to you certain things also through my again a presentation which is there, and you can understand it. And secondly, you are able to develop the theory what we call it as theory development. In the case of the leadership, I had showcased to you that yes, you are able to introduce the moderating effect of the demographics on the leadership you have seen. So these are certain things that you have to understand when we talk about theory building, theory development, and theory testing. What is theory testing? You are going to test whether the theory that you are building up is the right or wrong, whether it has got that generalization saying that you have observed for 350 people. Now from 350, can I go ahead and say that yes, this can be said same, or you can say the same thing holds for let's say another 5,000, or let's start off with a simple one, 2,000. Then can it be true for 5,000? Can it be true for 10,000 individuals? So you are generalizing it. So you will see that how from individual, this is called as individuality, you are moving towards what we call it as generalization. Okay, and this is how you know, subject and objectivity that we are talking about starts off. Now this is your observation, so subjectivity is there. However, the moment you start moving towards 350 people, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, you are talking about what we call it as the generalization. So the entire thing, if you feel that yes, it holds true for those 10,000 people or 5,000, which is going to be later on, we will discuss more about them. If you have understood, you have established what we call it as theory, a new theory, and this is your contribution to the society. So you will see that these things are available to us in majority of the time, and in research these are very, very important. Okay, so any questions still here? If there are no questions, then I'll proceed further. I hope all of you are there, some of you at least. Okay, I'm not sure that I understood correctly. Thank you, Favadi. Theory building starts by observing, or can it be from the individual? Now, you see, whether it is observation or individual experience is the same thing, Favadi. No, they are not two different things. When you are observing something, you remember subject is observing, it is the individual experience which is coming in. However, that's the place where I said the raw model, the first model, when you observe, okay, like you were in University of Mysore where you did the observations, and I'm sure when you were observing, you did interact with them also. So that is your individual experience plus the observations together. Both theory building and theory development have to do at the last as theory testing. You see, theory building is the step-by-step process in which from your observations, how you are coming in to build your own model. Now, once your model has been built, okay, you are trying to develop it with the help of the previous literature which is available, and once you have developed it, you are going to test it either through surveys or questionnaires which are available, or through the qualitative interviews which are present, and then you are going to test it. Now once the testing time comes in, you move forward with the quantitative research further with the various techniques or the testing, I should say, tools which are available, and you can carry forward. Okay, so that is where you need to understand it very clearly. Now, Anubha is asking me, ma'am, do we compulsorily need a model for demographic studies? Yes. Now, you see, this is the biggest difficulty in our country, Anubha, that I don't see the teachers or the mentors or even the faculties guiding the students and asking them that, yes, come up with your own theory, I mean the theoretical model that you're going to do it. Now, for example, I don't know, since you are from Delhi University, so I can say the format, once you complete with the review of literature, immediately the next one is your theory building. Yes, and you are right, you need it. And can we treat an expert opinion on for the base of study as a first, after the research, review of literature, you identify the gaps. Now these gaps helps you to build in and give you the theoretical model, Anubha. And once you have got that model, that is where you're going to take the expert opinion and find out from them, because they belong to that particular domain. So they will be telling you that yes, you are absolutely right, that yes, this was the first theoretical model, and through the review of literature you have identified the gap, and you are inserting or contributing towards the new theoretical model. And that is the reason why I have taken up this particular topic, so that you are able to understand it. And just because Favidi is there and you are also there, and Nandini, because she asked me certain questions, I thought, okay, let me proceed further and make you understand that yes, these are the things that you have to carry forward. What is the role of the expert? I haven't yet come into that part. Let me come over there and then you can understand. However, remember this thing, once you have identified with the help of the previous literature the gaps, and you are introducing and saying that yes, these things also have to be present in the model, and that's where your contribution comes in for your own research, and that's how we are supposed to move also. And now Favidi is asking me, and could you please explain the case of theory development in terms of educational psychology? For example, if I want to use model of Klobb's learning style in student learning. Okay, now Favidi, you must be aware of the model of the Klobb's learning. Okay, now let's suppose, or should I discuss with you separately rather than over here? So that I can move forward, and I will be okay. Let me very quickly explain to you about this also, how to carry forward. Now you have seen Klobb's learning style, especially with respect to a student. Okay, now that is your ready-made model in front of you. Okay, that model has been presented to you, and you know the way I have drawn the diagram, you are able to understand what was the contribution by Kolb and what he has given to you, and student also you have observed. Now when you, that is the raw model, okay, that is the theory thing that you have taken care of. Now on one side you have this model in front of you. Now you're going to do the review of literature. Now, when you are reading, see on one side, you are doing the review of literature, you see the gaps which are present in that particular model. Okay, and that takes place with a lot of observations that you're going to do through these studies itself on one hand, and you will start introducing that yes, these are not available. On the other hand, this is not the only way. Then you in reality check it out in the schools also, depending upon the student's age or whatever the demographics are there. You see the child in the classroom and you are observing, does the Kolb's learning model really is applicable, or are you seeing again some differences which are coming in due to technology? It can be due to the age, it can be due to upbringing by parents, it can be anything. You have to understand those things also, and if you are able to recognize through your I should say observation while you are building the model, you have reached to the level of theory development. Okay, and you are testing whatever theory you have developed. Once you are testing it with help of questionnaires, surveys, and then you are testing your own theory part of it. Okay, so Anubha and Favidi, I hope both of you have understood what exactly I mean and why theory building, theory development, and theory testing are so important to us in the research also side by side. Okay, now let us move ahead and let me showcase to you some more things which are there for me, which I really wanted to find out and share it. Okay, here comes. This is my um, presentation for today, and let me explain. Go ahead. Theory building. Okay, now for some time, I'm not going to ask you to talk or raise questions. Just focus on what I'm trying to share with each one of you now. Now, this is going to be on what we call it as the theory building today. And you will see, first of all, the definition. Now, since I have explained to you with the help of the diagram what concepts are and how the theories are being built up, and we are moving away from the domain of observations and coming towards something else. So here is the definition. A theory is a statement. Remember that it's a statement of what causes what, and that's the reason in the diagram I was using those lines and arrows so that we understand what is causing what, and the model really shows to you that yes, this is responsible for that part of it and under what circumstances. And these things also you are supposed to note each and everything in your theory building. A theory can be contingent statement or a proven statement, which we will see later on. When I say proven statement, it means that it is well established and it is published in the form of a research paper or a book. Okay, so that is the one. It can be a contingent statement because of the experts who are available to us. Okay, so theory in that way is a contingent statement or a proven this one. Now the process is for the theory building is that first you need to go ahead with the observation, then you are giving a description in the form of a model, then you are categorizing it. Categorizing means the sense that as in leadership, we have seen what are the characteristic features of a bad leader, or in the case of a cat, we have seen you know how the cat behaves, the attitude, the style, all those things would be coming in. Those are called as the categorization, or we call it as categories. Now fourth comes the analysis and the statement of what causes what and why, which I have showcased to you out here. Now this analysis can be simply be an observation or a pattern, in the sense that now I'm talking about the research. You know, either you can, it can be a case study in the case of Gokul, or it can be simply be I would say a conceptual paper wherein you just want to write the, for example, for Nandini, when she is observing the cases in the village, rather than taking help of any theoretical thing, she will develop the stories one after the other, and whatever she has observed, it would be kept out there. In fact, I haven't asked her, in fact I should have asked her to narrate it to me. Now similarly for Favadi, when she was at the University of Mysore and she was doing the observations, she did it one after the other, and she was able to do her research in that manner. So if she wanted, she could have written a case study, for example, for each one of you. Now, I know Anubhav's work as well as Favadi's work. So I can say that Favadi, who had done the research on 350 students, each student can be a case study for her, you know, if she has observed those students carefully. Similarly for Anubhav, who's doing on a bank and the demographics, if she is observing each and every demographic very carefully, she can come up with her own case studies, you know. So that can be the, where we say observation of the pattern. Okay, or it can be a rigorous correlation analysis, that yes, like the terminology that I have used, that you know, bad leader has an effect or impact on the employee. Now that's a correlation analysis for me, which can take up a sophisticated thing, and I can proceed further also. So these are the steps that we have got. Now causal statements means you know, that yes, one is responsible for giving rise to the other number one. Number two, if it is just showcased as a diagram, then it's just a model for you. However, if you have done a serious research and you have identified the gap, you are developing a theory for yourself. However, with the help of certain techniques which are available, like correlation, regression, ANOVA, we will see those things. If you are using them, you are in reality testing your model, and then you are moving forward. Okay, so these are certain things that you need to understand. However, remember that in your first model, it can be possible that there are a lot of anomalies in the mean. There can be mistakes, can there be some missing gaps, there can be certain things which have not been captured. All those things are responsible, and you are able to observe even those things also side by side. Now these are talking about predictive part of it, like after you complete with your research, what kind of a prediction you can do, that yes, how, or in simple words, because I have even the scholars who have not yet begun with the research, to put it in a layman's language, it simply means that your research is going to do a good contribution towards the society. It can be a practical one, it can be a theoretical one, it can be an empirical one. Choice is yours, how you would like to go ahead with your contribution. However, remember that there is always a contribution is present for us. Now this is the definition of theories by a very popular person called as Karl R. Popper, who started thinking about theories and how they are developed and how we can go further. Now it is a very well-known book of his, is Theories, Conjectures and Refutations, from where this definition has been taken care of. Now two purposes of theory is that prediction. Now in simple layman's word, it can mean what is the contribution, does it affect your decisions, is it going to give some implication to the manager, or is it going to contribute the society, all those things. Or in simple words, if it is not going to give you some practical result, then it can be possible that you're understanding it. It is a knowledge sharing, it's a conceptual understanding, so you proceed further towards that also. This is another definition of theory as to how it is and in what manner it can take place. Then I explained to you about the concept and the construct also, and we have seen, I have given to you in terms of example of bad leadership. Here they are talking, and I have showcased to you step by step as to how looking at the characteristic features, you are able to construct or build a character called as leader, and from their employee. And then we have seen how the concept, in the sense that it brings in imbalances in their professional life as well as the family life. We have seen that, so you can understand how from observation we move towards the concepts and the constructs also. Now this is another example. Now reality banana fruit vegetation. So you can see when a fruit is present in front of you, you observe it, you take care of it, then you give a name to it. The moment you are given the name to it, then you don't. Now today if I tell you apple, I don't have to show you apple. If I tell you a cottage, now you don't have to understand what cottage is all about. You know what it is. So you can see that slowly we are moving towards what we call it as the level of abstraction. Okay, so my agenda for today was to showcase to you observations, how from observations we are moving towards the levels of what we call it as the abstraction or conceptual levels, wherein you have got theory building, theory development, theory testing on one side, and on the other side we have got I haven't yet completed with the conceptual development and everything. If the time permits, I'll do it today, or maybe tomorrow we will be taking care. Now in business or in any study, so abstract level, so concept, propositions are available. However, at the level of the empirical studies, you will see variables and hypotheses. So if somebody says that, yes, I'm going to present you an empirical investigation, it means that you are working with variables and hypotheses. Remember this very clearly. Or if you say that, no, I'm just presenting a conceptual paper, it means that you are simply writing a concept papers where a lot of concepts are there and a lot of propositions or statements are available to you. So these are the two levels in which you work, and one needs to understand how the differences are coming in between both of them. So this is another definition of abstract level and empirical level. Now this is the manner that we go. At the bottom of the entire scale, you can see observation of objects and events, which is reality. We move towards concepts, from concepts to propositions, from propositions we go to theories. Okay, so this is the manner in which we are. Now this is another way to understand empirical level. Observation, objects and events forms the empirical level. At abstract level, you are simply talking about the concepts, and for these concepts, I think I'll have to do it tomorrow, otherwise I will not be justified. Now scientific method, we say that yes, research is a scientific method because we follow these things. Okay, so remember it very clearly. Now tomorrow if somebody asks you, did you build a model for yourself, your answer should be yes. If you don't have a model and if you're just going on, then there's something wrong with your research. So be absolutely clear, and you are supposed to know it, because first you are observing. If you haven't observed and your guide is not helping you, please proceed further. Do your observations, create the model, try to do a serious, rigorous review of literature, and then see what is missing in that model, either which has been taken from some studies or the one that you have developed all by yourself, and then try to test it with the literature or with the help of the surveys or the questionnaires, and move ahead in it. Abstract level, I have made you understand. Now this is another one. It can be possible that at the empirical level, you know, this is an example. I have given you enough of examples, so if you want, you can understand, otherwise you can leave this one also. Now talking about hypotheses. Now when I say theoretical testing or theory testing, it means that you know, depending upon what kind of theory testing you are planning to do. If it is an hypothetical one with the help of the hypotheses, that means your objectives has got more of inferential testing, what we call it as. If and then there are variables, you can proceed further with them also. And we have got the two varieties. This I will not be discussing right now, because along with the conceptual development, concept building and conceptual testing, I would be taking care of deductive reasoning as to what statements are, how validity, soundness, these words are coming in, and how you are moving from the level of sentences to statements to propositions is something entirely a different exercise altogether, which we will be doing it tomorrow for 100% for sure. And in case if I have to even stretch and take more for the more time for it, all of you be ready in that case. However, that is something that I'm going to take care. Now those things, you know, in deductive reasoning, what happens is that you know, from certain number of premises, or let's say two steps have been given to us, and from two statements, you know, I derive the information immediately. Now just understand this much for today. Tomorrow we will be focusing more on this one also. Inductive reasoning is again you know, where majority of us are using, and you know, we generalize it very quickly. Let's say after studying 350 individuals or respondents who are present, you generalize it for everybody. Now that is what we call it as inductive reasoning, and we will see whether that's a liable process or not also. Now this is the scientific approach that has been taken care of in order to go ahead with the research again. Now I'm going to showcase to you different examples as to how they are going ahead and taking care of it. So here in this example, you can see that yes, the person level 1, level 2, there are different levels, and then with the help of the descriptions and each and everything which is present, they were able to move towards the higher constructs. Okay, so here is an example as to how we can think about and understand them. Now this is something which I'm going to discuss tomorrow, not today. I thought I will be able to complete it. Even if I start, I will not be able to complete, so I'm not going to do this one today. And these are the steps that we have got to go ahead with the conceptual building, conceptual development. Again, you know, so I don't want you to get confused between theoretical building, theoretical construction and everything, and between this and the conceptual. So, you know, more would be discussed, just understand it. Now these are what we call the theory development, which I have showcased to you, and I'm going to share this paper again, and I want you to read this paper also, so that you understand how they are using those things, and then they are taking care of it. Now here in between, you can see that I have introduced the word theoretical framework. It is nothing, just remember that these frameworks are the ones which have been given by the prior individuals who have done the research in a specific domain. So, you know, you pick up those frameworks, and then, for example, that can be one. Another example can be like the frameworks like SWOT analysis, then PESTLE analysis, market segmentation. You use those frameworks also. And we have around 178 varieties of it, which I will show it to you tomorrow again, and what those frameworks are. And you can really use them in your research, which are the ready-made ones. And that's what we do usually. Rather than going ahead with the empirical model, we pick up a model and we, like for example, Fabidi, who was asking me right now, can I use this particular, no, that's her framework which she's using it, and from there she is moving ahead. So, you know, you will be able to understand as to how to carry forward. Now here I have explained to you what is the importance of a theory and you know, theoretical framework, wherein already you are you know, introduced to those concepts, definitions, theories which are available, and you proceed further with the research. However, if you are doing something for the first time, then you're going to develop each and everything for yourself. And that is the reason why we say that, you know, every research that is present has to be backed up with a theory model, theoretical model. And in that particular model, and this is the reason why you know, if your thesis or dissertation or the publication that is present, if it is does not carry that background model, is not present, then even the publication is waste out there. No editor is going to accept it. So it is always necessary to keep these theoretical frameworks in front of you and to proceed further. Now more I have said about the theoretical frameworks and theoretical how they are important and in what manner you can take care of it. Now these are the advantages as to why I'm supposed to go ahead with the theoretical framework. Now in between we have got certain other things like conceptual framework, drafting an argument. Tomorrow is the agenda where I'll be showcasing these things with you, how to draft your own argument. Now this is again which I find that in majority of the papers individuals are unable to draft or you know, construct their own argument so that they can really argue their case and criticize the other I should say theory or the paper that was present, and we will see how to carry forward with that. Now in this particular slide I have explained to you how to develop, which with the help of that particular diagram I have explained to you. So it's the same thing out here that they are taking care of it. Now this is more about the theoretical framework. Purpose, what is the why we should, now this is something which I'm going to read out to you line by line, and you will see that if you have developed a theoretical model for yourself, it means that new research data can be interpreted and coded for the future use, number one. And which I said, you are contributing something good to the society, response to new problems. You are not just backing up with the problem and banging your head against it. You are coming up and trying to find out what are the new areas where the problems are there, and the strategies you start looking for in order to resolve them. That means for identifying, defining research problem, then working on the old data in order to get new interpretations and new meaning. All these things are available for you with the help of the theoretical frameworks or the theoretical building or development. Now these are some of the papers again which I have shared it, and I'll be taking care of it. In case it is not, then in the WhatsApp group you can share your mail IDs. I will definitely go ahead and share the papers and these things also with you. Now there is a structure and the writing style which I will not be doing it today. This one we will do it tomorrow, so that you are aware of more vocabulary and more things, and through that you are able to understand and see what those things are available for us. Now this is again for the theoretical thing that I have given to you. Now when writing, now for example, Anubha asked me just now one question: is it necessary? The answer is coming out here that definitely yes. Now again, it depends from university to university, and I have seen in Delhi University and in some of the international universities and colleges, and in majority of them, they do ask you what is the theoretical model that was already there. After the review of literature, they ask you what new development are you going to take care in your own theoretical model. At that time, you are supposed to present out all these things, and you're supposed to write at least a paragraph and one diagram like the model that I have showcased, and it's always good for you only. Now this is another references that are there, and again I'm going to share these things also. These are the things that I really wanted to. Okay, now this is something which I'll be doing it tomorrow, not today. Now apart from that, you can see that yes, I have these kind of papers and more of what I call it as the papers which I have taken, and I'll be sharing it with each one of you. Please go through them very carefully, and yes, Honey ma'am, I would be sharing the PPT and the required material. In fact, otherwise do me a favor right away without wasting, let us do it. Each one of you just key your mail ID, because I save the chat for a daily basis, so I will present it. So,
ma'am, I've already sent you the email ID's email.
Okay, you have sent it
through WhatsApp. Through WhatsApp. Sorry.
So once the session is over today, maybe by 6:30, all of you would be receiving it. Okay, so I would be sending you the PPTs as well as the material which is there, and please go through them before coming in tomorrow, because tomorrow I would be speaking about concept building, then conceptual development and concept testing again. Okay, so those things would be available for us tomorrow, and we would be taking. Ma'am, is it necessary to include regression equations? Yes, it is. Are you talking about regression equations? You mean to say the entire thing? If you do it, for example, when you are, okay, I have a session on writing about the results. Maybe on that day, I'll be discussing what should not be written and what should be. For example, you know what a slope and intercept is altogether. And if you are able to develop that equation, Anubhav, nothing like it. Now that will really make the other person who is reading your analysis and the contribution that you have done, it will be good because you have done, by giving the regression equation, it means that you have completed your research, and they would be in fact giving you a compliment that yes, you have done an awesome job. So whether it is a bad or good equation doesn't matter to us. However, present it out always. That is always good for us also, side by side. Okay, now it isn't necessary to include, okay, fine. Anything else anybody would like to ask me? Any other question today session? I'm not giving you a lot of it because from past 3 days I've been talking something which you are not able to see in any other workshop. It is exclusively in this workshop these things are being discussed, and slowly tomorrow when I'll be moving ahead, till tomorrow I need to pay a little bit of attention, and once that has been taken care of, I would be able to rush little bit with the other things. However, till here all of you should be there. After reading, in case you have got some problem, please ask me, raise the questions, and we can proceed further also side by side. Okay, is that fine for all of you for today? So I'm not going ahead, otherwise my PPT is ready, I could have done. However, let's go a little bit slow today and tomorrow so that you are able to digest all these things. Honey ma'am, I have already given the videos, and Gokul, videos are uploaded on YouTube.
Ma'am, this has to be answered by Ayush. This has to be answered by Ayush, sir.
I have shared the videos yesterday only. Ask him if he has uploaded or not. Okay, because today's also I'm sending the recording. All the 3 recordings you should get it uploaded immediately. Okay, so just ask Ayush sir also. Otherwise, you share your mail ID also to me. I will copy it to you also side by side so that you can also upload it and share the links with all of them together.
Okay, ma'am, sure.
All right, honey, and I think, honey, give them time till I should say till 7:30 for uploading the videos, 3 videos. So all the 3 videos would be there, and I'm going ahead and sending you the material by 6:30. All of you will be receiving it. Okay, so with this, I'm going to end today's session, and stay safe, stay happy, and let's come back tomorrow as short as I was present today by 4 o'clock. Tomorrow also all of us will be there, and be ready. Maybe tomorrow I might take half an hour extra because tomorrow's topics are a bit difficult one. So however, I would like to complete it tomorrow and then we can proceed further. Okay, so thanks a lot and take care.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
For all of you. Bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for providing.
Don't just go away. I just have to save the chat. Let me save the chat, number 1, and recording. Fine. That's it. Thank you. Thanks a lot, all of you. Take care. Bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving out your precious time to us.
Thank you.
It was a wonderful session indeed.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Bye.